Flying is statistically the safest form of travel, yet every time people book a flight, they start thinking about what would happen if something went wrong. And that's when the thought pops up, I need a will. The irony is that most of us take far greater risks every single day, driving a car, walking across a busy street, even unexpected health issues. These are all statistically more dangerous than getting on a plane. But we don't think about those risks the same way. We don't wake up in the morning and say, I need to update my will before I drive to work. But when we travel, something changes. There's a psychological reason why vacation pushes people past procrastination and into action. It comes down to how we perceive risk, how we handle uncomfortable decisions, and how our brains are wired to avoid long-term planning in favor of what feels easier in the moment. Travel shakes up our routine. When we're home, everything feels predictable, safe, and normal. But when we book a flight or plan a long trip, we step outside of that comfort zone. Suddenly, we're faced with thoughts like, what if something happens while I'm away? Or what if I don't make it back? This is what psychologists call mortality salience, the awareness that life is fragile. Studies have shown that when people are reminded of their own mortality, they're more likely to take action on things that provide a sense of security or legacy, including estate planning. In the 2025 paper titled Delaying Until It's Definitely Too Late, a theoretical framework for explaining procrastination and estate planning, Michaela Tanner and her co-authors found that people often avoid estate planning because it forces them to think about uncomfortable topics, death, family conflict, and financial decisions. The study explains that we tend to delay these kinds of tasks because avoiding them makes us feel better in the short term. It's not that we don't care, it's that the moment we think about estate planning, we push it aside for the later because it feels emotionally easier. That is, until something external, like a vacation, forces us to act. Another study by Piers Steele and Cornelius Koenig, published in 2006, looked at why people tend to prioritize short-term rewards over long-term benefits. This is called temporal motivation theory, and it explains why something like estate planning, where the benefits don't come until after we're gone, tend to get pushed off indefinitely. We're wired to focus on what benefits us today, not years down the road. That's why we don't think about writing a will on a random Tuesday, but as soon as we book a flight, suddenly it feels urgent. And there's another reason why vacations in particular push people into action. In 2002, researchers Dan Ehrlich and Klaus Wattenbrock published a study on procrastination and deadlines. They found that self-imposed deadlines don't work nearly as well as deadlines set by external forces. A vacation departure date is a perfect example. When you know you're getting on a plane in 5 days, that's a hard deadline, one you can't push back. And that's why so many people finally scramble to get their will in place before they travel. The good news is we can use the same psychology to stop procrastinating in other areas. If the urgency of travel gets you to finally create a will, take that as a sign. Instead of waiting for your next vacation panic, set an intentional deadline now. Maybe it's your birthday, an anniversary, or even tax season. It's something that gives you a reason to take action before it feels urgent. And if you're struggling to get started, reframe how you think about estate planning. Instead of focusing on death, think about what it actually does. It protects your family. It saves your loved ones from stress, from legal delays, and uncertainty. It's not about what happens to you, it's about making life easier for the people that you care about. So if you've had that feeling, the sudden realization before a trip that you need a will, take it as a wake-up call. If it was important then, it's important now. And instead of waiting for the next big trip to push you into action, why not get it done on your own terms? Have you ever felt that sudden urgency before a vacation? What finally made you take action? Let me know in the comments, and if this was helpful, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.